Welcome to Manifesting Through Motherhood. I'm your host, Lindsay Williams, a self-development mentor, entrepreneur and author, dedicated to helping busy mums like you manifest success, balance and create passive income on your terms. With years of experience in mindset, manifestation, fitness, parenting and business growth, I share simple yet powerful strategies to help you transform your life without the overwhelm. If you're ready to up-level your mindset, build a thriving business and create the life you truly deserve, you're in the right place. You can also find all my books on Amazon, packed with tools to help you manifest and grow. So don't forget to follow the podcast to be updated on all new episodes. And let's get going. Welcome back, guys. How is everybody doing? I'm feeling so much better. Oh, my tooth is still healing and I am going to the dentist at the end of the month to be measured up for a replacement. But yes, trauma over. Never ever again. I'm having a tooth out. Not awake anyway. Absolutely no way. So look after your teeth. But it is what it is. It's life and there's a lot more going on in the world than my teeth. But I just thought I'd do a catch up today. I've actually been doing some recording, filming with Tegan Hood. So Tegan was the journalist that did Harrison's article, and she's doing a dissertation with she's in her last year at university, and she's chosen Harrison's story. So I'm really touched that she's chose him, and we've become really close, and she knows more about him, and it's been like a learning journey for her. So she's doing her story, and she's been doing lots of recording and asking us questions, and we've actually been on a Zoom today with the lovely Lauren, who's in Scotland, who reached out to me. So it's going to be put together as an audio documentary. So I'm really excited. I was like, oh, I'm excited. So we spoke about it. She actually went to Manchester Genome University, and she actually interviewed a banker of genomic medicine and rare diseases, which his clinical work involves looking after children, adults and families with rare genetic disorders. And she also interviewed the lady that delivered Harrison's results. So because she's bringing it together as a collective, it's really good that she's researching all avenues, and to get hold of two people in that field is incredible. So it was just nice to listen to a bit of that feedback and looking at because it's so rare. Harrison's, it's new. MSL2 is new, and there is, there's a lot in the press at the minute on Jessie Nelson, her children, and she's found out that her twins have SMA, which is spinal muscular atrophy. It is a genetic condition that affects the nerves, so it's the motor neurons in the spinal cord, and these nerves control muscle movement, and when they don't work properly, muscles become weak and shrink over time. But she's going for a new bill and about having this check, when they do the heel prick. So when Tegan was talking to Professor, there is no, you wouldn't normally go for tests like MSL2 because you wouldn't particularly see it, and the more awareness that is brought of it, the more chance of this would be after birth. They would check his blood, and we didn't have genetic testing until years down the line. But I do feel like all children should go into a system. As soon as they're born, they should be checked straight away. A blood should be checked. Their blood should be drawn and it should be checked, because if her children would have been on the radar for SMA, then the earlier it's picked up, the better the outcomes, because there are treatments like injections in the spine and one-time gene therapy. There's different things. I mean, I'm not clued up on it, but when I'm looking at genetics and the more I've learnt on it is, we spoke to Lauren today, who's in Scotland, and she talked about her having scans, and there was fluid on her little boy's scan on his spine and over his head, and it kept going up and down, and this is where they check for Downs. So when it goes over a certain level, that's when it would indicate a baby has Downs, because we can't see things on a scan. But there was nothing on my scan, whether it's because it's 15 years down the line or it's prevalent in some children and not. The more we put information and data into the system, the more we're going to have research, and maybe there is one day. I mean, I know Tegan asked about like treatment. There is nothing for MSL2, which is a neurological condition which affects global development. But if there is something in years to come and they tested him, I mean, I wouldn't know until he was born. Lauren had an amniotic procedure because they offered that, and that's what they come up with. So you're even thrown into something that there's no information out there. There was nothing for them as a family. But I didn't know till afterwards. But there was I only just found out last year. So he's had a genetic mutation for all these years, and I didn't know. So even if there was treatment for Harrison, where it would stop, the neurological effects, because he struggles with his learning delay, his muscle atrophy, everything he struggles with. And when you look at him towards another child at his age, there's a big difference with everything, the cognitive, the physical, the eating, the learning and development. It's all very much behind. It's a very a short pace of life. Like you would jump milestones really quick, where Harrison hasn't. So this is why I want to do more awareness on MSL2, because I think that's what we need to push more, because I think more parents that understand it will go for more genetic testing. And you might have a child now where you're just not sure about the diagnosis, or you've not got a diagnosis. And if you've not been offered genetic testing, then why not? And go to your doctors and ask them for genetic testing. Because if you're seeing characteristics with other children and you've just not got the answers, and Professor Banker did say there is probably children that have characteristics of autism and ADHD. There is probably a discrepancy somewhere in the gene. I do feel like there is, because I always knew there was something with Harrison. I just knew, because he wasn't displaying like normal autism. There was something in his brain that wasn't working. There was something. So he's described it as it's an instruction. The brain's not sending the right instructions. It's not switched on. MSL2 is a gene. Basically, it's part of Harrison's DNA that helps control how cells grow and function. And it plays a role in how genes are switched on and off. And it's linked to how the body regulates development at a cellular level. So the changes, the mutations in this gene are very rare. Because it's rare, there isn't loads of mainstream information. But what I do know is that it can be linked to development differences. And how it affects a child's development is, with Harrison, it's delayed, could be sitting, crawling, walking, coordination differences, low muscle tone, which is hypertonia, which he has, learning and cognition, which he has. He's got developmental delay, mild to moderate. I say moderate in many cases, with him, with some of the things that he does, it's quite behind for his age. Speech and language, he had some oral dyspraxia, but language delay is very much childlike as well. He might seem okay, can have a conversation, but he has tics, he'll have outbursts, and to us it's just him, but other children he's at nearly 16 aren't doing that. Another thing is growth and feeding, struggles to gain weight, absolutely. He's just gone up to 5'7", and I weighed him the other day and it's like he's lost a bit of weight and he's just over 6 stone. So I was mortified, as you can imagine. I felt awful. I've took some pictures of him and I've got him on a new strict plan. So I'm trying to up the extra calories a day. So I'm sneaking an extra 500 calories at the minute. And that's just by doing some smoothies, some extra wraps, just extra butter, just extra things that we all know calories can be sneaky, and even having a coffee is 100 calories, or having some full fat milk. Got him some smoothies, some different cheeses, just to try and he's been quite compliant with it, to be fair. And I'm like, come on, let's put a bit of weight on, because I said to him, I told a bit of a fib. I said the school nurse will come and check you, and then because he thinks when he relates to school, he's he wants to do things good. I'm like, come on, we have to try and eat a little bit better and not miss out any meals, and so try and eat at the right times for him, just to try and keep the strength up and make sure that he's got the energy. So what I'm going to do, I didn't know one of the other mums, she said that her son, she takes extra snacks in through the day, but because it's not mainstream, we can do that. And you know what? I said, you know what? I never thought of like doing that. Like just send it, because you don't want other children to feel left out, but his friend, Mum Remain, she said no, because he needs it for his condition as well. So he needs to eat more and have more energy throughout the day. So even though he has his lunch and break, I'm actually going to speak to the teacher and maybe adapt it to his education learning plan, because it is a healthcare plan, and all about it is one of the like strategies now is for me to gain weight. So if I can add another 3 to 400 calories throughout the school day, that's quite a lot of calories. So hopefully I will weigh you at the end of the week. I'm not making a big deal of it because I don't want to make a weight an issue. I'm not doing it because I think, for vanity reasons. I just want him to look healthy, and I want him to not be tired or weak, and I want to think of his immune system as well. And he's not got the muscle tone. Like, he's like an average body, but without the muscle tone. Like, a lot of lads now are quite solid, and you can see, even lads in his class, they've got like really good muscle tone, like you can see it, and that's what he should be getting, that really slender looking body coming on. So, I mean, yes, I could do some weight training with him, but he doesn't really have the coordination to do it. He probably won't have the energy levels to do it. So I have to be careful what I do with these. I don't want to cause him any pain or discomfort. It has to be done in a specialised way for him. So, yeah, I mean, with MSL2, it's energy and behaviour. It can be energetic, or they can be opposite. Sensory issues, yes. And, MSL2 we spoke about with Lauren and Tegan. It's so rare. There's no one size fits all, and there's limited long-term studies, and it's just, a lot of it is reliance on your child's individual presentation, because like I said to Lauren today, like you're at that infancy of knowing, and it's probably worse for her. She's going to be looking for things all the time where I didn't know, so I was just like, I didn't really think anything of it when he was born. He had some delays, but it wasn't something I was too concerned about. I was very much on it, and I took him to lots of clubs and extra sessions, and the health visitor was still on the books with those, and I did everything I can to try and help him. And then we had started with the occupational therapy, physiotherapy, speech and language. But if I'd have known he had this, we could have, and had the research, we could have made a personal plan of where to go next. So instead of dragging him to loads of appointments and assessments, which he probably didn't need a lot of them, but I wasn't really getting anything. It was just learning delay, learning disability, dyspraxia, dyscalculia. It was all those terminologies, and I'm like, it means nothing to me, but what is wrong with him? And everyone's like, he'll grow out of it, he'll catch up. But the longer he's got on, the gap has widened. So, but it's been great doing the documentary with Tegan. So it's just good to get this out there, and we don't know where it's going to go, and if it's going to help other people and spread awareness. That's what it is all about, isn't it? This is what a podcast is. It's awareness. You might be listening to this and like, my child has similar characteristics, or you might not have children until the future, or you might want to think, I want to go down that route of genetic testing. Everyone's got children. I have some challenges. I don't know, maybe it's just because I'm in that pool of friendship we've all got children with special needs. So it's just what we know. And yeah, so I just want to continue spreading awareness, supporting parents, and doing this through the podcast as well. So also doing it on my social media, but doing it out there, and just getting that message across, and I'm on a genetic register now, so with Unique, and I got a lady that reached out to me, and they got the recent diagnosis as well, but her little one is very young, so they're very much in the start of the process, but also to get answers is incredible at this age, because you know what you're up against now. There's always going to be new information. I'm always going on ChatGPT asking for new information. It's surprising what it can pull up.
And there's always I always notice there's little bits that have been added extra to it. So they've always got new information going on there. There's going to be children being diagnosed. So yeah, it's been a good 2 days. It's half term here. I'm just doing like bits of work. Not crazy this week. Just been to the cinema and just plodded around a little bit. Sometimes it's just nice to pot around the house. Been doing a bit of the garden. Went to the park. I mean, if he's not like gained weight this week after all the Easter eggs, then I don't know what. So lots of Easter eggs because we end up going overboard, don't we? And people buy your children eggs, and it's just it's gone really fast. But the weather has improved, and you feel so much better when the weather just like starts to get a bit warmer. I've actually got my cardigan on. I don't know why I've got that on today. I had a t-shirt on with a cardigan. I feel like we just like to be comfortable, don't we? But let's end this with a little bit of manifestation. And people say to me all the time, how do you remain positive? How do you keep doing what you do and setting your goals, and you've got your challenges at home? And I'm like, because it's about manifesting softly. You're not, when you're manifesting and doing your goals, and I'm very driven in my business, in my life, and everything that I do. I feel like it's the catapult for me to do it with my son, because I need to create a passive future for him, create a better life. It's very expensive, so I like to buy him things whenever I want, take him on holiday. And it isn't about pretending everything's perfect, or, I don't blame myself for his challenges. There's nothing I could have done. It's just what it is, and we can move through this if we've got special needs children. And it is like, I look at what I can manifest, and I always look on the bright side of things. And everything that I've gone into this, like appointments, and I manifest a really good outcome, and manifest everything that is done, even like getting into the school. I've manifested. I heavily visualize everything, that outcome. Even if we're going to appointments, I visualize strangely what the person's going to look like, and what I'm going to achieve, and what I'm going to get. So the outcome seems to be very positive. And people always say to me, how do you always seem to get what you want when you go places? Because I raise my vibrations, I manifest. And manifestation doesn't have to be manifesting a car or a bit of money. It can be just a positive flow in life. I just like an easy flow, so I like to manifest just ease, and I want to manifest a good life for my son. I'm not just manifesting for me. I'm manifesting for my family, and and just making sure that this podcast is sponsored by the My Nora app. If you or someone you love is experiencing coercive control, you need to know about the My Nora app, created by Emma Davey, a survivor and advocate. This powerful app helps you safely collect evidence, protect your well-being, and take back control, discreetly and securely. Download the My Nora app today and start reclaiming your power. Just search My Nora in your app store now. It's easy, and life's easy because life's hard as it is. I don't want extra pressures. I don't think people really get it. It all looks rosy and good on the outside, my life, but they don't see what goes on inside, and the mental load that you've got with children, because we're super mums, super dads, we get on with it. We don't let things bother us, and we just try, and we have no option but just to keep going. And manifestation, it can be a bit tricky when we don't have the time to think. Like when I say to people, they say, right, how do you manifest? And I'm like, well, I have my book. You can buy my book, Manifesting Through Motherhood. It's available on Amazon. And I have resources on there which can help you. Like I've got my fitness planner, I've got my goal planner, I've got my manifestation journal, I've got my gratitude journal. They're there to help you. And what you can do with these is just keep it practical with just easy steps of just writing the book. Doesn't take long. Write your small wins for the day to keep your vibrations high. And looking at the today feels easier energy part of the book. So look at the positives. It might have been a really hard day caring for somebody with a disability, but let's look at the positives. So I always look at the positives, like this way Harrison has eaten so much better. And he's actually, I sorted all his bedroom out. And that just got him looking at like old toys. So we did a compromise and we're going to take some to his youth club. But we also made a compromise of like, he's going to have to start playing with certain toys. So it's been great. So he's just been playing in his bedroom, playing with toys. He's been off his devices, which is good. And that's what I want. I don't want to take the devices off him, but I want him to spend less time on that. And manifestation also is speaking kindly to yourself, looking at the identity shift is like, if you can go from like I'm struggling to I'm learning to navigate this. It's all about the wording, and you're not alone in this. It's to I'm supported and finding my people like me. And we can hold two things at once. You can have hard days and still believe in better days. You can feel overwhelmed and still be growing. You can face reality and you can still choose hope. And that's what manifesting for me looks like. I'm not looking at, yes, of course I want to manifest. I've manifested a car, a new kitchen, nice things. But to me, I'm so grateful. I just want to manifest an easy life. Health is wealth. I want to manifest just the basic things in life where it might feel basic to you. And people sometimes can strive for the most outrageous things and think that's going to give them the joy that it needs, but it's not really going to give you the gratitude, because you're going to have them dopamine fixes and they're going to go really quick. I just want to manifest a good mindset, just a good flow of income, like just those things, like food, like heating, nice bedding, like just things like that. I'm pretty content with what I've got. I don't need, I like, yes, of course it would be good, like if we had more things, more holidays. Everybody wants that. But if we lose sight of what actually matters now, then we just lose the sight of manifesting. We can manifest, and I feel like when I start writing my manifestations down, it's really funny because like if I start putting pen to paper, I started like noticing like little wins in my business or little wins in my podcast, and I'm like, oh, and I always ask the universe to bring the right people. Like look at Tegan, like now I said to Tegan today, like we're working together, and I feel like it was meant to be, and it's been a really nice process. And I did manifest that I want to start spreading awareness, and I was asking the universe, how can I get my word out there? How can I get my podcast out there as well in a way that's going to feel supported for especially busy mums and with children with special needs? And Tegan asked to write the article. I had the article in Chat Magazine, then I was on TV Lancashire, and then I've connected with charities. And it's just been I feel like I was meant for this. And I said this to Tegan and Lauren, I feel like I was meant for this. I was chosen to do this job. And I feel like, and I do, my hand on my heart, believe that if I didn't have manifesting, my mindset would be in such a different place, because having a child with special needs and having a pure mindset, I see it does make other parents spiral because they don't know what's going on. Not many people are educated on healthcare plans. Like I am educating myself, and me and Lauren said today, we are the experts in genetics. It's okay writing about it, people discovering it, but it's us parents that are living it day to day. But manifestation comes in so many different forms. It's just about, no matter what's going on, adversities in your life, is that the manifesting gives you hope. Whatever or whoever you believe in, it doesn't matter. That is my modality. Manifesting is a really positive outlook on life, on continuity and longevity. That's what manifesting means for me. I want to bring it into fruition, bring these good things into my life, because these good things will create positive impacts on everybody around me. So if you've not read my book, Manifesting Through Motherhood, go and have a look, and it will support me as well. And you can actually get it on Kindle, and it's like £2.25. So you can read it on digital. So if you don't like reading physical books, but it's a nice pink book and it looks nice on your side. And it's good to have because you can, like, there's activities in there. So if you go onto my link tree, there's lots of information on there. There's lots of freebies on there. And yeah, just go and have a little look. And don't forget to follow me on my socials. Reach out to me if you want to reach out to me, if you need any support, or if you want to book a one-to-one, the manifestation hour, which I do, which covers health and like wealth and, you know, personal development, whatever you are looking at and need support with right now. I cover a whole range through those one-to-ones. Or if you want to launch a podcast or start self-publishing, there is 2 courses on there. So yeah, so it is a personal development world over here. This is what I'm here. I'm just getting on with my life, and if you're with me, you're with me. Brilliant. And yeah, thanks for the downloads. I've had such an influx of downloads and followers. It's just lovely to have you here. And there's obviously going to be episodes that are probably not relatable to you, like special needs, but there's also lots of other episodes that you can go through. But to be honest, like when I listen to podcasts, I get invested in the person. So I just listen to all episodes. So yeah, let me know where you are on your journey. And yeah, don't forget to share the podcast on your socials. I would really appreciate that. And I'm Lindsay Williams, Manifest Mum on Instagram, or I'm on Facebook as my own name. So yeah, I'm going to go now because I've got to go pick my son up. He's gone, so you'll be very, very proud of me. So he's gone to a mixed youth club. So it's his SEN youth club with his friends, but it's kind of a mixed one. So I need to start letting him integrate with children. They are a lovely bunch of children. They're not just going to let anybody come, and they understand they've got specialist needs. I was a really good kid growing up. So there is a lot of good children that haven't got a special. I feel like you protected it a little bit too much. And he knows about the other children there. He said some swear, some do this, some do that. I'm like, well, just don't get involved. And there might children that try and vape. But it's not that type of a youth club. Like it's locked in, and they do like games and things like that. So they're very much on the ball, keeping an eye on them. And yeah, so one of his friends were there, and he messaged him and said, please come. So anyway, I rang them and she said, yeah, bring him. So yeah, I didn't really think about it. I think the important thing for me is not to overthink and to let him be a little bit more independent. I have his phone here. I didn't let him take his phone because I didn't want his phone to be pinged or lost. So maybe that's my next step, to let him have his phone. But I want him to enjoy youth club without looking at his phone, because there's no point going, is there, if they're on the phone. It's my security blanket, his phone. But to be fair, he doesn't go out anywhere without me, so he doesn't really need it all the time. So anyway, I'm going to go and pick him up now. It's gone really quick, so I thought, you know what, I'm going to record my podcast now, get back and make some tea. It's still lovely and sunny. My husband is actually doing and painting the garden at the minute. He's absolutely ecstatic to get out there. And now the weather's getting nicer. It's just nice to sit out and just have a glass of wine or a coffee. So yeah, anyway, I'll leave it there, and I will speak to you all soon. And thanks for listening. Bye for now. If you're feeling called to go deeper, to align more, create more, and really step into that next version of you, you'll find everything you need in my link tree. From my book, Manifesting Through Motherhood, to powerful resources and ways we can work together. It's all there waiting for you. Come and find me on Instagram or Facebook. I love hearing what landed with you. Don't forget to follow the podcast, and if this episode spoke to you, please share it with someone who is on their own journey too. And happy manifesting.